Do you want to resolve more cases at mediation and develop relationship-oriented contacts that will allow you to settle more cases even without mediation? If you're interested in that, then pay attention the next couple of minutes. We've talked about relational mediation in earlier videos. You can go back and see them if you want. My name is Anthony Mascolo. I am a mediator, court certified in New York, and I do personal injury mediations. I work privately. I work with SSAM, ADR company, that's Settlement Systems Arbitration Mediation, ADR company. Check them out. In any event, let's talk about what just happened today to me. So I have come off a mediation where the plaintiff had a good liability case with a serious injury. Should be a no-brainer, right? Something that should have settled. Okay? The case was settleable. We had a very, very good mediation. Attorneys did a great job. I was listening. There was an offer eventually we reached after a time and a demand, and there was a meeting of the minds. I was very pleased with the entire negotiation and resolution. But what happened? I thought it was a win-win for all, and guess what? The case did not resolve. Why? Why is a case that did not resolve? There can be many reasons, but in this case, there was a fundamental reason that had it been worked on before, would not have been obstructing the settlement, would have led to a settlement, in fact. Okay, so there's a meeting of the minds of the attorney, the adjusters. Now the plaintiff attorney has to speak to his client, who he had available. Does speak to his client, and guess what? The client refuses to settle the case. Client rejects the offer. Now the attorney reports this back to me, and we discuss why. As I'm discussing it with the attorney just to make sure that he's hit all the right buttons on this thing. And it becomes very clear that the client did not trust the process, did not trust the attorney, and did not trust the process of mediation to settle his case. He was not serious about mediation. Now, this is something that could have been avoided. This should have been worked on from day one by the attorney. You work on resolving cases with your client the first time you meet them. You must establish trust with your client, and you earn that trust throughout every meeting with your client up to the point where you're going to resolve the case. So that when you're at the point where you can resolve it, the client understands that you're here to help them resolve that case and that you're in their corner in resolving this case. Okay, so that didn't happen here. So what do you do now? Well, I know there's no doubt in my mind this case would have resolved had that relationship been developed correctly. So I'm here to tell you that you must spend the time to develop that relationship. You can't just expect it to happen at a mediation or a settlement conference. You need to talk to your client. You need to learn about what motivates them. You need to learn about what they're interested in. You need to really listen to how they feel and what they expect from this case. And you need to start to tell them what they can expect from this case as you go along. So we're going to look at the next couple of videos that we do. We're going to look at relationships, not only with the client, but we're going to look at the relationships that you have to have in this process with everyone else involved in this case, your client, the adjusters, the court system, the other attorney, opposing counsel, maybe even your witnesses in the case. But these are things that need to be looked at and developed before you ever get to a mediation. Don't wait till it's too late in the process. Put the effort in earlier so that you can resolve your case later. Every meeting with a client is an opportunity to listen to that client. Let him or her know you're listening. That listening will develop the strong relationship that you need with your client to resolve the case. Every meeting with the client should be treated as an audition for that client. This is where you will learn if your client's going to be a good witness or a not so good witness at trial and on a mediation. If your client, after all this time, is not going to be a good witness at either a deposition, a mediation, a trial, then don't do it. Take your case to mediation where you can be the stronger advocate for your client on the case. Your client may be a part of it, could be sitting in a breakout room or something along those lines, so that he's there. But every case you should push the best result based on how your client is and the type of case you have. Now, every case can be benefit from mediation, but I have found that cases where the client party will not be a good witness are the best cases to have in mediation. And if you can't change that trait, that your client is not a good representative of himself, then you must run, not walk to mediation. So the dance with your client is very important. And the dance is very important to all the relationships that you're going to have in a case. Mediations give a less strenuous, more relaxed atmosphere for your client. The client can be less nervous, more participatory. You can really be that true advocate for your client. Don't miss the opportunity to have this relationship. It will pay big benefits in the end. And keep following me for future talks and videos about the relational mediation method. Thank you.